During the summers of 1973 and 1974, I visited Russia, then known as the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, with a group of Canadian students who were studying Russian language and literature. I've written about it in my novel, Jazz with Ella. During this Cold War period, there was much suspicion on both sides of the planet. You were either an evil commie or a decadent capitalist. Although Brezhnev was the leader of the country at the time, in many ways this man was still in charge, Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, despite the fact that he died in 1924, some 40 years prior to my visit. Like all the Western visitors, we were kept busy by the state-owned tourist agency, who took us to see displays of folk dancing, and fed us food reserved for foreigners. Smoked sturgeon, caviar, and pierogies like these. We also met artisans who produced traditional crafts. For example, these stacking dolls. When you open the largest doll, there's another smaller one inside, and another inside that one. It's the perfect metaphor for this mysterious country. There's always something more inside the superficial. This is Boris Yeltsin. Inside him is a smaller Gorbachev, a smaller Brezhnev, a smaller Stalin, and a tiny little Lenin. We had a great time. Vodka was involved, and we made new friends. But Russians generally know how to have fun, with traditional costumes, balalaika music, and dancing. As Russian language students, we knew how to escape the rigorously controlled group and ask questions of the people we met. You can see that there are more bottles than food on this table. I sampled the pepper vodka. Conversation flowed freely after that. Leningrad, now called St. Petersburg, is a gorgeous city of churches, canals, sunshine-yellow buildings, and parks. In 1973, we stayed at the old and elegant Hotel Astoria. Hitler planned to hold his victory party here when he invaded Leningrad, but the people defied Hitler's armies and starved to death instead during a 3-year siege of the city. I was young and daring in the 1970s, and it was easy to meet men there. Soon after I arrived in Leningrad, I met a man who would become the subject of my novel, Jazz with Ella. Like my fictional character, Volodya, he desperately wanted to leave the country. Although Volodya wanted to play jazz piano in the West, he was forced by the state to another job, fixing these automatic soda water machines to be found on every street. This sign literally means gassy water. In those days, there was one glass for everyone to use that was rinsed and shared by the public. Very ecological, but perhaps not too hygienic. Many of my adventures in that strange foreign land behind the Iron Curtain have been recounted in my book, based on my own notes and those of other teachers and students from the Russian immersion program. Jazz with Ella should be available at your local bookstore. If it isn't, please ask the bookstore, why not? Or you can email me at my website, www.jandegrass.com.